Good evening, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with this channel or are watching this channel for the first time, the reason why it's called Uncommon Sense because here we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions, but not everyone uses logic. So, for that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And I also want to let everybody know that the subscriber mode is enabled. What does that mean? That means that if you're not a subscriber, if you wish to enter a comment, you need to subscribe to the channel. First of all, I just want to give a huge shout out to who subscribed to the channel, whether it be from day one or from yesterday. Thank you very much. Also want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media. And I want to give a huge shout out to all those who allow me to enter into your devices. So, what I'm going to ask that you do is the following. If you have not done so, I ask you to please subscribe, like, and hit the bell notification to all. So, therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to either to catch it live or to catch it on the playback. Okay, so it's been a couple of days since I last aired. I understand that it's just that my schedule has been very busy, but nevertheless, I'm here, and I want to thank all those who are watching this stream live, and also going to wish to thank all those that will watch it later on the playback. So that being said, we're going to get into the main topic. Now, as you can see by the thumbnail, the topic for tonight is bring in the clowns. Now, before I get into the topic, I'm going to give you another disclaimer. Okay, first of all, here I'm not going to be citing any particular individual as a clown. Okay, what my role is to illustrate some of the clownish behavior that I've seen in these YouTube streets. Okay. Also, I want to give another disclaimer. This is not directed to the mixed community as a whole or the golden sphere. This is a general observation. This is behavior that I have seen in multiple platforms. I've seen this in multiple areas. So I don't want everyone to think that I'm attributing this to a particular sector or some sectors. I'm just making a general statement. Okay. Now the genesis, if you want to use a biblical term regarding bring in the clowns, it comes from the phrase that I've been using lately, which is let the circus be the circus. Okay. Unfortunately, it seems like YouTube and to a certain degree, various degrees, all sorts of social media bring out these very odd and very peculiar individuals who act out, and they get very emotional. They get upset very easily. They are thin-skinned. They argue with other YouTube creators and call other YouTube creators names and things of that nature. So I'm going to be discussing um, those attributes uh, what make up the circus. Now, depending how the stream will go, it may last an hour, may last less. But nevertheless, I do have certain other points that I wish to discuss when it comes to these individuals. So, and also, I want to let everybody know that the link to join the panel is in the chat. You're more than welcome to hit the link and have a discussion with me. Okay. Also, let me make this perfectly clear. This is not an echo chamber. If any time that you disagree with what I'm saying or you disagree with certain aspects of the topic, you have an opportunity to make it known and state your case. All that I ask that you be respectful. Okay. Now, one of the first characteristic that I've seen when it comes to these individuals that are closed-minded, okay, what do I mean by that? Unfortunately, um, their views and their thoughts, their opinions are first, second, third. And I see here we have a character. So before I let the character in, I'm going to ask that the character, uh, whoever is in the backstage, please. If you're not going to cam up, you're going to do. Oh, okay. All right. So test it. So let me just let everybody know that the views of those who appear on the panel are not necessarily those of the host nor the channel. Any attempt to copy the material without the permission of the host or the channel is prohibited. By you waive your rights by appearing on the call. Some of the views that people might hold may be considered offensive to some viewers. If you can't block the channel. And now we're gonna bring in my guest. If my computer cooperates. Okay. Oops. Let's try this again. Okay. Just hold on, please. Okay. Hello?
Hey, hey, yo, you're in Canada. Is this still Boxing Day?
Good evening, Don Armando. Okay,
Hey,
we just lost him. Sugar. Come on. Okay. Oh boy. Let's try this.
all right.
Okay, good.
Good evening. How you doing?
Okay. Sorry, but I had to be careful those days with the trolls.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, but you know, I just had to go a little bit extra because if you really look at it, there's a lot of people right there. And then sometimes, there's certain people that I try to invoke the character, whether it be whether it'll be something that maybe Rakim said or something just to make you laugh, Don Jose.
Okay. So the topic for tonight is ringing the clowns. Now, I've been using a phrase which is let the circus be the circus. In other
Right.
words, if people want to act like a bunch of like a town village idiots, by all means, go ahead. So I'm talking about certain characteristics regarding these characters, which are members of the peanut gallery. So what are your thoughts on this topic?
Well, if you actually look at it, um, one of the one of the characteristics that I have seen of people of the peanut gallery is that they're gaslighters, whether they'll be good or bad gaslighters,
Mm-hmm.
but they always have to use gaslighting just to get their point across. Um, a
Mm-hmm.
second trait that I've seen is that most of these people they don't have what I'm going to say that I lack this as well, but certain people they don't use emotional intelligence.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Well, the first characteristic, I mean, they only have one view, and it's their view. And heaven help you if you express a different point of view.
Yeah, like me and brother, we were just talking about a certain person of the peanut gallery, and he just went up and hit me up on TikTok. So me and him, we actually talking about it. We're gonna actually elaborate it on my live tomorrow. You're welcome to join if you can. But we were just talking about how certain people of the peanut gallery
Okay.
on it's like another thing that I've seen is that a lot of the people who are of the peanut gallery, right? They don't know how to fight, or they never fought for
Mm-hmm.
anything in their life. So some of the people of the peanut gallery, they go to other mediums or whatsoever to exert a bravery that they don't have. So I have seen that
Mm-hmm.
also. And okay, I don't know. You're older than me, but you remember like when people were kids and everything like that, and you made like maybe your own association or whatsoever, and it's just you and your friends. That y'all call
Oh,
yourself
yes, I
like
remember that.
right. So it's playing out now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, as I stated before, I mean, and you can talk if you watch these streams, they talk about the same thing and nothing else. It could be Monday and they'll be talking about the same thing. It could be Friday and they'll be talking about the same thing. It could be a year from now and they'll still be talking about the same thing. I mean, and it's like, and it's a sick, twisted narrative. Like these people have to be possessed of something.
All right. It's like, for example, right? I was hearing like when I was talking to my friend who's in Chicago, by the way, right? Or I'm just saying Chicago because it's not really Chicago. I'm just mentioning it as a point of reference because it's still considered the Midwest. So when I was talking to that person in
Mm-hmm.
in the Midwestern region, right? He happened to show me a video of one of the guys from the peanut gallery actually quote, and I'm saying quote. He was like he was trying to tell the other person like, oh yeah, while your ancestors were wearing leaves around their privates or something like that, something to that nature. So that
Mm-hmm.
means that the guy has a limited education,
Yeah.
and also to go and try to say for other people that they had their attire around there or something like that really thinks that really states that that person was watching like 1940 cartoons or whatsoever, or old documentaries that was actually painted to make a certain group look bad.
Mm-hmm.
So
Really.
with that said,
Yeah.
it's just alarming
But
on
you know something. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, another characteristic regarding the clowns is that they're thin skinned. Okay. I mean, if you say so much as boo, they 5 or 20 reaction videos just simply by you saying boo.
I agree. And
Yeah.
with the thin skinned, you could actually see that these certain people are they, I'm saying not all, but some, they believe in the alpha male philosophy, which is which the first thing is that a real alpha male doesn't declare that he's an alpha male. He lets other people say it for him.
Hmm.
So if a guy is going around,
Yes.
or a guy or a woman for that same, alpha female or alpha male, they want to go and they try to say that they are, but yet when you actually have a different opinion of how you live your life, or a different opinion from theirs, they'll be quick to block you, steal your video, and talk about how wrong you are, when the fact is they will never say it to your face. So I don't know if it's a
Hmm.
tactic to try to gain views, or that person is just really sick in the head.
Yeah. Well, I recall one excuse me, one member of the peanut gallery um, who was so butthurt regarding my stream regarding femininity that instead of confronting me directly, this person went to another person to try to get me to postpone my stream. Okay, this person talks about he's such an alpha, this alpha whatever, alpha person, but yet go behind another person to try to get me to postpone. That sounds more like beta than alpha.
I agree.
I mean, hey, if you disagree with something, you come to me directly. You don't use a third party or a fourth party. It just shows how beta you are. Okay, and it's sad, but that is the reality. Which leads me to the next point. They don't accept different views. Okay? In fact, when you try to share different views with any of these individuals, they get butthurt, they get upset, they call you a whole bunch of names, they call you every name but a child of God.
Exactly.
I mean,
Oh
we
yeah.
have both seen this.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
Another thing about peanut gallery, right? I don't know if I'm gonna go and say this, but I don't care. Um, you will have to yeah, most of or
Yeah.
maybe half of the people of the peanut gallery. I'm just saying from my observations, either taking illicit or street pharmaceuticals, if you know what I mean. So when they use
Yes.
street pharmaceuticals, the way that they talk actually has they actually talk nasal. So when they talk nasal,
Hmm.
it makes me wonder, do they always have a stiff nose, or they're doing something that you and I don't do?
Hmm. They're You know what? That's a very good question. That's a very interesting observation that you just made. Okay, because look, that would kind of partially explain some of the tomfoolery these individuals like to illustrate.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And on the side note,
Which
I'm
leads
not
me
gonna
to my next example.
I'm not gonna mention names, but it looked like that certain individuals they're gonna be doing it out in court very soon.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're about
Interesting.
to get into the summer. It's not
Yeah.
even summer yet.
Well, yeah. Well, one thing that some of these individuals do that they actually Kimmy, this is your first time appearing on this platform. I just want to say thank you very much for stopping by. And I think you have a YouTube channel as well. Um, well, thank you very much.
Hey, Kimmy, how
Okay.
you doing?
Now I'm not. Yeah. I mean, she's definitely okay. I don't know a lot about her, but what I do know that she's a very positive person. She's very, I believe she also have a YouTube channel. She's also a member of the mixed community. I don't know if she's MGM or actually, the person is Don Armando, Kimmy. He says that it just that's his weird sense of humor.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
But
gonna, I'm gonna actually like your channel right now if I find it, because
okay,
you know,
uh, yeah, um, I'm going to drop the link again. And Kimmy, if you wish to join the platform, so you can just share with the audience a little bit regarding um, your platform. I think I just subscribed to your channel recently. If I have not done so, I will do so immediately. And also, we have Irby in the chat. Good evening.
hey, Irby, how you doing?
Okay. Now, of course, he had to deal with a few members of the peanut gallery as well. I mean,
Um,
so another character we got. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
yeah. Well, just to let you know, Kimmy, I subscribe to your channel, so and you're a great mother, even though I don't know you, because there's a lot of women that that are good mothers to their children. So I salute you on that.
Okay. Okay. No, well, you know what, Kimmy? Regardless, let you know that you're welcome here. Whenever you are able to hop on the panel or just get on the chat, you're more than welcome here because here this is a safe space for for everyone to share their point of view. And I see we also have Keisha in the chat as well. Thank
Hey,
you very
Kaitel,
much
how you
for
doing?
stopping by. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Believe me, I can understand. I've been very busy myself. Okay. with all this overtime I've been doing and just trying to find time to sleep. So another thing that 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 makes these people unique is that they're they're quick to respond to critics. I mean, very quick. Good evening, Millennium Mulatto, stopping by. Oh, please. You're so welcome. Please, Kimmy, just please. You're more than welcome here. So I just want to make it perfectly clear. So I mean, they're very quick to respond to anything. I mean, it could be simply something as simple like 1 + 1 is 2, and then they'll be like, no, it's 5, it's 8, it's your point of view. Okay. Um,
Yeah.
I think
Um, my point of
what it
view is
is
that
that there's some in the around. So
yeah,
yeah,
my point of view is that certain people, you know, they could talk about whatsoever the case may be of how they're quick to respond, but then they at the end they actually make themselves sound unwise with all the quick responding. Like for example, if I say if you tell me that Donald Trump is gonna give me
yeah,
$1 million, right? And I'll be quick to respond and just to make my own pseudo argument on why Donald Trump is not going to give me $1 million or whatever the case may be. But the thing is, though, all the stuff that and all the explaining and everything like that will always make the person look dumb. So with that, I don't get into debates with people of the peanut gallery. It's just a waste of time.
yeah. I agree. I agree. It's very fruitless to get into these debates with these characters. Okay. Another character.
But one thing I can say is that some of the people of the when people do not respect humble opinions or fruitful debate, one thing that I've actually seen within my life and everything like that, that most of these people respect violence, especially when violence is actually administered to them. That's all I
Hmm.
got to say.
Okay. Kimmy, let me explain to you what I mean by the peanut gallery. That's my definition for these characters that don't know how to interact with others, who say nasty things about others, who criticize others, call others everything but a child of God, and they are narrow-minded. And therefore, oh, heaven forbid, if you say anything that's slightly different from what they believe. These are immature people who cannot take constructive criticism. That's what I mean. And okay, but that's what I mean. It, that's what I mean. It comes from a phrase that I've been using is let the circus be the circus. If people want to act stupid and crazy and irrational and go on and on and on, let them do that. Just let them do that over there, not here. Okay. So, Kimmy, I hope that clarifies that to you. One thing you got okay. One thing, like I said before, this is like a a safe space to express your point of view. I also tend to be a little bit on the whimsical side. Would you say that, Don Armando?
Yeah. And most of the times, if I'll be in the panel and everything like that, I'll come up with a lot of weird screen names just to make Don Jose laugh, or maybe other people in the panel laugh. So that's like my weird sense of humor, by the way.
Hmm. Yes. I'm sure, I'm sure that the other members of the audience or the people in the chat, um, they have a point of view regarding who all these clowns are. So, by all means, you're more than free to express your point of view there. Okay. Because I know some people may not feel all that comfortable um, appearing on the and you gotta respect other people's comfort zone. Thank you. Thank you. I do try to keep it, lightheaded. Because look, when everything is said and done, if you're going to do something and you're not going to enjoy it, you're not going to do a good job at it.
Yeah, I agree.
So, okay, yes. So what I'm going to do is the next 2 points I'm going to discuss them together, which are they have tunnel vision and they constantly paint a certain narrative. Okay. Now, if you look at these individuals, you would swear up and down that they're being persecuted for being different, when they're just being called to tax for their stupidity, illogic, and just being nasty and mean. And unfortunately, they have a tendency where they're right all the time. In fact, in Spanish, we have a term for such people, which are que siempre tiene la razón, which literally translated means that they're always right. Okay, that's another characteristic regarding these characters, is that they are forever right and everybody else is wrong. And even when they're wrong, they are right. If that makes any sense.
Got you. If I'm wrong, I'll admit it, but I'm not gonna go and try to be full headed on trying to say that I'm right all the time, because at the end of the day, we all going to be wrong, and we have done wrong stuff.
Okay. So so are you saying that some of these characters are actually wrong once in a while?
Let's put it like this: most of these characters are mostly wrong. Think about
Yes.
it. If you actually look at people that actually started or studied psychology, there's a lot of complexes that you could actually pin on these so-called influencers of the peanut gallery. Certain
Yes.
people, and I'm not going to say that I'm a professional because I'm not, but my sister, she studied forensic psychology. So within forensic psychology, you'll actually see the human traits of different people. Certain people you would say will have an Oedipus complex. Certain people would have a perfectionist complex. And some of these other people, they just have a narcissistic personality also ever, meaning that they have no regard for the person or anything. They just want to get ahead. They don't care on who they trample over.
Yeah, that is, you know what, that is true. And in fact, one thing that some of these people will do is they enable, and this is a note that I didn't include, but it's reality, that sometimes they enable bad behavior.
Exactly.
In fact, recently I removed myself from someone's Discord, and I subscribed to the channel, and I blocked them on Instagram due to the fact that this individual who will remain nameless was enabling bad conduct. And then when I attempted to try to talk to this person in private, this person ignored me completely. So, so I had no
I
other
had
recourse, but I'm sorry, go ahead.
I had to do something similar because I had somebody on my stream, and then the next thing you know, prior to that, right? I talked to this person, and me and this person had like a good discord. You get what I'm trying to say, or a good discussion about current events that had happened. The next
Yes.
thing you know, it was like a day or 2 days later that this person is describing me as another person which I do not know. And then when I saw most of the people that do not like me because of all the other posts and stuff commenting on my whereabouts or who I am, I'm talking about as far as my ethnicity or me faking my ethnicity. I saw that this person was a turncoat. So I actually blocked him and blocked an alleged stalker that has a history of harassing men and doxing men also as far as women. So I had to block those two individuals.
Hmm. Yeah. And this is the crazy part. Okay, whenever everyone trying to deny a person's ethnicity whatever reason, um, and then gets obsessed about it. I mean, I mean, what's the whole point? Basically, what? So the person can say, "Gotcha."
No,
I mean,
it goes
look,
deep. It goes deeper than that,
everyone,
Don Jose.
and I said
Yeah, it
yes.
goes deeper than that because some of these individuals, right?
Hmm.
I mean, the ones in the peanut gallery on our side, they believe that the narrative is to promote American style racism within Latin America. So they think that it will make Latin America progress. When in the fact being is that my existence and me saying who I am counters what they're trying to say. So most of these individuals, they cannot reason, nor they know the history, but they want to gaslight the world in trying to downplay our history or anything like that. So my existence and me saying who I am, and plus I do not speak Spanish good, that will make for an ignorant person to make all the factors to try to say, oh, we're gonna kick you out of our prospective club or whatever because you do not fit the criteria. When the fact is, there's a lot of people who fit the criteria more than I, and they will do the same actions also.
Hmm. Interesting. I mean, look, there's a word for this called gatekeeping.
Yes, it is a kind of gatekeeping, but it's not really gatekeeping. Gatekeeping is when a person of influence can take you away from something that they want you to have. All these people in the peanut gallery do not have
Mhm.
that high influence. They do not have political office. They do not have fame. They do not have,
Mhm.
some of these guys do not even have a working car, nor a working relationship to actually say, we're going to keep you from our community. Let alone, they do not even run businesses. So, what are they actually being a gatekeeper of when they do not actually exert or have power?
What I find interesting is that there's a certain person that lives outside the United States that has a lot to say about U.S. citizens and how we should conduct ourselves. Yet this person never stepped foot in the United States.
Exactly. Does he have any political power? That that goes to show you volumes. For example, let's say if a person from outside the United States is a big baron and stuff, and then he wants to tell Americans how to conduct how they do. If you actually look at it, right? I'm talking about it as American society and such. In the 1980s, he had certain Americans that wanted to follow the customs of foreigners. You get what I'm trying to say? Basically, Europeans that their way is not the American way. So you're seeing certain teenagers, I mean, around the 80s and 90s, try to dress more European, try to act more European or whatsoever the case may be. But then you have certain people that they do not understand nor like the European way of life, and they'll be like, okay, I'm American. So therefore, when a person try to bring new ideas and everything like that, I guess which is the American way, it was like, oh, so since you're going to try to bring new ideas on how to change my life, you're the enemy, and that's why we actually have like this fragmentation in the United States of people being against each other.
Mhm.
It could be tribalism and everything like that, but at the end of the day, if you're not raised with that person or that person has like a different value, religion, or value system, there's always going to be conflict. There could be respectable conflict or there could be armed conflict, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the problem with some of these people, and of course, the next two things that makes them very unique is that they constantly painting. Okay, they do not allow others to speak or share their views, and they're constantly hopping on the same arguments.
Oh, talking about that. One of the infamous guys who how should I say who just reruns on what he speaks about. He got roasted. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. So this person who has like a limited view on certain ethnicities or so want to fault certain men who want to leave the United States and find a significant other. So my thing is this: why people are focused on a certain community of men who may or may not be personable within their local chapters or towns or whatever. So when a man goes outside of the United States and try to find a significant other, now everybody has a problem. So a person has a problem with another person trying to be happy. So this is so to me, we have to actually spark a conversation about. I mean, we've had a lot of conversations, Don Jose, but we have to actually look within on why men and women are actually not messing with each other in the United States, and they feel that they will have to go outside of the United States to find happiness.
Okay. You know what? There are multiple reasons, and you know what? Maybe we can do a stream on that topic sometime in the future. But let me make this perfectly clear, and I want to make this distinction and disclaimer. Not all American women are trash. There are some great American women. Unfortunately, the bad ones always get more press than the good ones. So, what some people do is that they decide, since they're not successful in finding their significant other domestically, they're going to look abroad. Okay. I don't have a problem with that as long as they make their intentions clear. Where it goes off the rail is when you have these people, some of these people, and let's keep it real, they go there not to find a significant other, but to smash.
I mean, yeah, but then I mean to smash or anything like that, people have been doing it since the dawn of time. But if you, but I'm just saying, like as far as domestically or abroad, there's a lot of things that I've seen that actually happens on, let's just say, a cruise. So you have certain
Yes.
people in certain communities. I'm saying like maybe the whole world might be on a cruise. So a person doesn't necessarily
Yes.
have to go to another country to do that. You could actually do that on a cruise. I'm saying because
Yeah.
when I went on a cruise and I was just by myself, I've actually had certain people from different nationalities while I'm just walking, minding my own business, commenting on how handsome I was.
Hmm.
So that goes to show you that it was not any particular ethnicity or people. It was a lot of people. So that means to tell me that other than hotels and stuff abroad, several things could actually happen in a cruise too.
That's true. That is very true. So let's continue. Um, Another thing that makes these members of the clowns very is they have an extremely small inner circle because no one else is willing to deal with their crap.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Yeah. And the next thing that makes these people unique, well, if they like to love to yell and scream a great deal. I mean,
Yeah,
I've seen certain streams from certain individuals. I'm saying they almost spaz out because they thought their focus is so much on a particular topic or a particular person.
yeah, and it's funny because I'm at an age that that to me most of their actions reminds me of what I went through in high school, and I felt like in 2022, me personally, that I shouldn't have to go and explain myself on who I am and what I should do. But yet, when you have certain people with the high school mindset, that's why I call it. I'm that's why I'm actually just chilling back, and I'm just gonna focus on my own stream, to actually make it a safe haven for people, and so I could actually connect with different people, whether it be the United States or abroad.
Oh, yes, I agree. I agree. Unfortunately, like I said, they operate in a small circle. They scream a lot, and they are into a lot of personal attacks.
Oh yeah, trust me, it is
Yeah.
funny. Like, how you gonna go and tell people, okay, we're gonna go and personally attack your choices and everything. You don't know me. I could post whatever I want, but yet a person wants to try to put their views on how I should live my life. At the end of the day, I don't see nothing affecting me, and I'm still doing what I have to do.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But it's just that, I mean, look, when they cannot use logic, when they cannot use facts, when they cannot use actual data to argue a point, they go to the personal attacks without ceasing. We have seen this on multiple platforms and multiple creators. And again, I want to make this perfectly clear. This is not geared towards a particular sector or a particular part of the YouTube streets. It is me making a general statement regarding behavior that I've seen overall in these YouTube streets.
Totally agree.
Okay. So that brings me to my final point is that they are forever trying to dox people. Why? Because simply because they're it could be because they did not like who what they say, they don't like what they believe, they don't like who they hang out with, they don't like their content, or other reason why these unique characters find the need to dox these people and harass these people.
Me personally, I'm just gonna put it out there. If
Hmm.
anybody tries to dox me, I'm not the doxing type. I'll be the one that'll come to your front door, and I don't care if law enforcement is involved. So please, I'm not the person to dox.
Hmm. Yeah. And one thing I have noticed that certain individuals harp because other creators choose not to cam up. First of all, it is the choice of each individual creator whether to cam up or not to cam up, or to use as a picture as their avatar. Okay. Uh, or I ask when people come here on this platform is to please be respectable. Okay. One person at a time speaking, we all listen, and just be mindful of the behavior. Your thoughts.
I mean, me personally, I agree. between yours and radicals, I could actually feel that I'm at home in your platforms. So I could actually say that you have a respectable
Mhm.
platform, and off and behind the scenes we've actually met. So I think that you're a very respectable individual. Don't Jose. And hopefully, whenever I come back to New York, you and I we could actually link up again.
I will be looking for it, and thank you very much. I am a product of my mom. Okay, God rest her soul. She instilled with me certain values which I maintain. One of them is to treat others as how you wish to be treated. Now, we have been discussing for almost an hour. So, if anybody that's still in the chat wish to enter any further comments, by all means, they can do so. If anyone disagrees with everything or anything that we have said, you can hop on the panel and you can tell us where we screwed up. And if no one joins the panel and no one's entering the comments, I'll start to wrap it up.
Girl, no, I'm just joking.
So, uh, did, did you see Radical last stream? I think it was Monday. It was yesterday.
Yeah, well, I seen the one that I guess that he was on the that he was talking about Myron, and then the other one I actually participated in for a little bit.
Well, it's about this entertainer that identify herself
Oh
as
yeah,
being
oh
one
yeah,
African
we
American.
talked. Oh yeah, we spoke about that. Yes, and it's funny about George Lopez because this is not actually his first instance because he actually got into a fist fight a couple years back with Carlos Mencia over stolen jokes. So with him, he's always into something with another Latino comedian. And certain people have just stood up to him and say, "You're not gonna go around and run over
Mhm.
us."
Interesting. Okay. Sometimes when people achieve a certain amount of success, they tend to forget where they came from.
I totally agree.
Yeah. And it's sad, but unfortunately, uh, when you have success, some people don't know how to deal with it, and then they get conceited, and then they swear up and down that they're the best thing since sliced bread, and that they crack marble, and that they cannot make a mistake, and then later they find out that all that bravado was for naught.
Exactly.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. I agree. So, do you have any more thoughts regarding films or anything else that you'd like to share?
Well, sadly, it was like this it was last week or so. A young boy actually got unalived by the Dominican police in the Santiago region. So he just lost this young man just lost his life. So there's been a lot of talks about how certain police tactics affect the people in the Dominican Republic, because unlike in the United States where certain police will have to have an education, some police in the Dominican Republic are so uneducated they do not know how to even write. So therefore, when you have a lot of people who I guess we will call in Spanish bruto, or they do not know how to communicate or talk to people in the right manner, you will actually see a lot of instances of police brutality or people being unalived justly within the Dominican Republic due to the police or due to political connections.
Hmm. Interesting. That could be another topic that we can discuss here as well. Some of the trials and tribulations that people in the Dominican Republic deal with. One thing we have to be mindful that we're gonna have to share a couple of disclaimers, and then people know that the Dominican Republic and its people, with all the problems, they're great people.
Exactly. I
Okay.
mean, tomorrow night I'm going to have a stream, so therefore you're welcome to come through. And I've invited a friend that I've just met on
Okay.
TikTok, so therefore we could actually discuss on various topics. Hopefully it'll be interesting. So I hope to see you there, Don Jose.
I'll try to make it there. It's just that, like I said before, it's just that I've been extremely busy, and then when I'm not actually working, I'm trying to get some rest, or I'm trying to do work on my own content. So it could be a bit of a challenge at times. What time you gonna be on tomorrow?
I should be on like around maybe 7 or 8. I will let you know,
Okay, I
or I
would
might post,
appreciate it.
or I might
So
post it on my Facebook story.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
cool. So looks like there's no one else that's going to comment. So I'm going to stop the wrap. You have any final remarks regarding the topic?
Yes. This is to everybody in the world. Don't let a clown try to down your dreams or try to stop you on what you're trying to do. If you have a goal and you want to meet it, make sure that you make it. Make sure that you persevere. Make sure that you can make all the people that never believed in you believers. And if not, just keep pushing, because at the end of the day, you have to keep pushing. You're all you got.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Don Armando, for appearing on the platform. So I'm gonna ask all those who have not done so, please check out his channel. And I just want to give a huge shout out to everybody in the chat. So I'm just going to give you my final thoughts. Um, the whole point of this is to discuss the certain individuals that make up the circus and their behavior. It's not an exhaustive list, and I'm sure there are other people that can add other characteristics. But when everything is said and done, knowledge is power. So you know how these individuals act, you know what to do to avoid these individuals, or if you cannot avoid them, to minimize your contact with them. Just be mindful that they are who they are and that you are the better person for being true to yourself. So that being said, my next stream will be on 8 o'clock on Thursday, and it's going to be another round of open discussion. So hopefully we will see many of you there as well. And again, Don Armando, thank you very much for pairing a platform. And I'm just going to say good night and be safe. And to the audience, you're more than welcome to check out my stream after the playback and enter your comments. Just keep it receptacle. So, that being said, this has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. And I just want to say thank you very much. Take care and be good to each other. And peace.